Hey, what's going on everyone? I'm the OPJellicent and we're back here on Pokemon Showdown. I found a rain build that has a Mimikyu on it over on the Smogon forums. It looked like a lot of fun. Mimikyu is not really a Pokemon I ever feature on the channel, nor is it a Pokemon that you see on rain too often, so I figured I would go ahead and load it up, and it should be exciting to see how I do with it right here. It is Jolly Swords Dance Mimikyu actually, because Kyurem Black in particular is a big threat against rain, weakens Migirna, which is really the only ice resist on the team, and because of Terrible, the ICMZ would go through Disguise, so I figured Jolly could be good to go ahead and check that. We have Pelipper right here. It was actually originally Adamant, that's why I'm mentioning that right here. We have Damp Rock Pelipper, which is a Spidef set right here. Lots of Spidef and then a bit of Fizdef to go ahead and take on Pokemon like Landorus T. Our Rain Abusers are Specs Kingdra for the special one. Rocks Mega Swampert with Damp to go ahead and Sponge Explosions before Mega Evolving. This is our physical Rain Abuser. Cortana would normally be like Choice Scarf for Swords Dance, but because we have Jolly, Mimikyu, and Rain, we really don't need any more speed control, so I'm going to go ahead and stick with Bandit Cart right here. And then finally we have an Assault Vest Migirna just for an actual Tapu Lele switch on the team. So like I said, I'm excited to go ahead and see how we do. The team can be found down below in the description, and let's get started. Alright, I got a game right here. My opponent has one water resist, being their superior. I really do not deal with their Hawlucha though. I think I have to keep Mimikyu's Disguise just to make sure I can beat that. It's either that or I try to check it with maybe Migirna at full. I don't know if that takes a hit, but I do like the idea of leading off right with my... I like the idea of leading off with Migirna actually, but if they lead Victini, that could be tough. I'll lead off here with Pelipper. Yeah, I was expecting this, which really sucks, but what I can do right here is guarantee take anything and go for... I'll actually just use Migirna as my pivot right here. As good as it is against Lele, I think I can beat Lele other ways. They do just go for the Leaf Storm, and obviously they don't really an item. I could go for Ice Beam right here. What am I interested in doing? They don't really switch into Ice Beam, so that's really good, but... I also don't want the Mimikyu coming in. They unfortunately miss. Wasn't really going for that, but I will take it. As I still haven't seen an item, so I really don't know. Alright, let's go Kingdra here. Because I'm pretty sure Timid Kingdra can outspeed. I am timid, right? 269 should be... Oh no, that's modest. Man, if there's Scarf, did they reveal lefties right there? They did not. Well, it's Draco. I am faster, nice. So I get rid of the water resist. I might make that timid. I didn't realize that I was modest when going over to the team. They could go Clefable. They're probably confused about the whole Draco and they have triple fairy, but I guess they decided that sacking Superior was their best option. Don't know about that one, but at this point, if I can get Kingdra back in without these drops, I can do a lot of work with this. Here, I mean, I really don't see the value in Cortana. I just don't want to get swept by Cosmic Power, so I'll go ahead into it. On said Cosmic Power, this allows me to just Smart Strike through them. That does a little too much. They go for Flamethrower, but at this point, they're in range of Kingdra no matter what. I do just get to click Surf right here and pick up some KOs. So down goes that. I do believe Tapu Lele should go down. Tapu Koko goes down every time. Yeah, there's no way this lives. Yeah, that's going to go down. I force out this Hawlucha here, which is exactly the reason I have my Mimikyu intact. So here, I can just sack this off. I'm not going to let them sub or do anything like that. They have to attack me. They can't SD. That's really what's important right now. In fact, they actually cannot 1v1 my Pokemon here, can they? This kills. Yep, I get to keep my Kingdra, which is amazing. They're gonna go, I guess, Tapu Lele here, but they cannot win from this current positioning. I think I might make this Kingdra timid. That would probably be a smart idea. Victini comes in. I just Surf. I don't give it a reason to get a chance to set up. That's the main idea right now. That does a little too much damage, so I can just go Pelipper here. Sack that off, get in. I guess I'll finish it off with Mimikyu, because Mimikyu is the Pokemon I want to have do work. Pelipper actually lived that, which is funny. Yeah, I can just U-turn. Get in Mimikyu here. It will be able to kill this behind that boost, I believe. Shadow Sneak should pick it off. And then I can just Z the Lele. There's no way Lele beats Migirna or outspeeds anything else. I just go for a Never-Ending Nightmare here. They are actually Scarf Lele because I am Jolly Mimikyu, so I'm able to go ahead and knock out the Lele. And we secure game 1. So really that Superior misplay was what my opponent messed up on. I'll take it and I'll be right back. Alright, I got the next game right here. This time my opponent's water resist is their Tangrowth right here. So maybe I can pressure that with the combination of Migirna, Cart, and Mimikyu. And then the water types can have fun. Either that or I just use the water types to weaken Tangrowth and try to go for an endgame with one of these. Either way works. Bandit Cart is great right here, but I kind of have to make like calls, because if I Sacred Sword into Torn, that's bad. I need to knock off this Tangrowth. Did I not ignore? Apparently I'd never ignored this game. Let's go ahead and lead off here with Pelipper on a Mawa lead. Okay, so this is a little bit tough. given that Mawile most likely outspeeds me. I think as a pivot initially, I like the idea of going Magearna. Just because it takes Player off, it takes Thunder Punch, I really don't mind taking the hit with this. They really cannot do much to me right here. Thunder Punch will hurt, don't get me wrong, but it wouldn't be the end of the world. And I don't think you Thunder Punch, I think you go for Player off anticipating Swampert to come in. Which obviously I would never do. Swampert is such an instrumental Pokemon in this game right here. I want to keep it out of range of Sucker Punch, I want to keep it out of range of Torn's Hurricane, or any helmet damage. So let's see. They do go for Player off, that doesn't do... It does a good amount, let's be honest, but it's not the end of the world. So here I can just go right for a Focus Blast, anticipating Heatran. I don't think they value Heatran, given that it kind of dies to everything, and I don't think you go Landorus T. Would they go Landorus T here? That would be so silly if they went Lando. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to Ice Beam, because if they go Heatran, I get Impert to get up my rocks anyway, and I think that's a much better option, and I really don't want Landorus coming out. Like, I could have called this, but it's not okay. It's okay, in all honesty. I can actually, I want to get in Swampert before these rocks go up. A really nice double by them. Alright, I'm getting played right here. I gotta start fixing this. Likely going... I really want to stand here and get up rocks on the knockoff. I feel like it's such a bad play, though. But rocks are so good here, wearing down Torn for Kartana, wearing down Lele for Kingdra Surf, but I'll go out into Magearna here. Yeah, they go for Giga Drain, so I make the correct play. As, like, this is the Pokemon I need damage on, but yeah, I'll just Ice Beam here. I do need damage on this. As, there's the Earthquake, okay. I'll Volt out here. There's no way they let me hit it twice, given that Heatran is right there. And this allows me to finally get up my rocks. Here we are. Tangrowth comes in, but I do have my rocks up now, which is really nice for me. At this point, I'm going to get fisted by Lele. Wow. Did not really recognize that at all. I'll sack off Magearna, as they actually Giga Drain, which is fine. What am I doing here? I'll Focus Blast to try to catch Heatran, because hitting that would be great. I do miss, but I was trying to sack that off anyway to get in Mimikyu. This is really nice for me, because what I get to do now is SD up and essentially force a knockout with my Ghostium. I guess maybe defensive Lando would be the one thing that could take me on, but even getting damage on that is good for Kartana. So they do stay in right here. I will be able to just Ghostium Z here, and something is dying. The only thing that might live is Landorus intimidating me. Everything else dies right here. Best case is they stay in, but I don't think you would do that against my double waters. That would be a little bit of a mistake. Let's see, if Landorus comes in, I'm going to really hope that maybe the Z into anything else can kill it. That would be very ideal, because then they don't have a good way of revenging me. They take the hit with Tangrowth. Why are you taking this hit with Tangrowth, man? Take a huge hit with Tangrowth right there, and I just get to follow it up with a Shadow Claw. As now they get in Landorus T, but that Tangrowth is not going to take on my waters very well anymore. I got a really big crit right there. I'm sorry about that, man, but I will just sneak here. I'm really surprised Lele is actually what you bring in there, but I guess now we get to confirm whether it's Scarf or not. I guess it wasn't, so yeah, there's that really big crit. I'm definitely gonna not deny that. This comes in. How do I not get... Well, they can't actually go for priority, can they? Alright, what do I think is smart here? Because I really want to go Pelipper, but if I get that wrong, that would just be too big of a setback to come back from, the way I see it. Let's just attack this. As they play rough, which makes sense. Okay. Let's get in Pert now, and here's another scenario. Am I predicting Tangrowth or not? Because if I Ice Punch into it, KO Tangrowth right here, that would be amazing. Let's do it. Let's Ice Punch here. I'm gonna regret this, like, big time. It's not smart. You should sack off Mawile. It gets outsped and dies to everything. If you go Tangrowth, that's a misplay, because you keep Tangrowth in the back for Kingdra. Yeah, I don't know why they went for Sucker Punch. I guess they recognize that they might as well, considering, like, it's cool, because obviously the train is up and you're going to get outsped anyway. I'm glad they made the correct play, though. That was definitely a very instrumental part. I'll go Pelipper here. I don't care if my Damp Rock gets knocked off this late into the game. They just go for Giga Drain, which is totally fine. I think my play is just to, honestly, U-turn out. Probably Giga Drain again, is what I'm assuming they would click. I like the idea of going Kartana, actually. Yeah, because I get in on a Giga Drain, and this allows me to throw off an attack here. And this is what I was talking about at preview. I kind of have to get the calls with this Pokemon correct right here. You would think they sack off Heatran, given that it dies to everything, so I'm going to Sacred Sword here, anticipating that sack to happen. I don't understand what my opponent's trying to do, because Tangrowth is the one way of not losing to Kingdra, and they're just giving me it. Like, sure, you get in Lele, but I just click attacks with my Kingdra at this point in the game, and you can't beat that. Yeah, I'm just gonna continue spamming Sacred Sword here. Watch them double to Kingdra again. That would be funny. Yeah, I don't see how my opponent's getting around my Water Core at this point. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they'll have a way to do it, but it beats me. Psychic comes out. I go Kingdra here, and I just start spamming Surf. And I think the combination of my water types can just beat their team now, given how poorly they played that Tangrowth. I don't think there's a way they can come back. Unless Kingdra actually can't take it on, which I would be very surprised about. So they have to go Tangrowth here, and I guess Giga Drain, but they're going to sack off the Heatran first. Do you have Protect? That could actually be game deciding, having Protect there. Because now I Surf, right? They either go Tangrowth or they sack off Torn. They just give me Heatran, okay. Torn comes in next. Do I think I will... I don't see myself getting up Rain more than once in this game. They get a crit, which, I mean, I don't know if that's going to end up mattering, but I'll sack here. Just go for the U-turn. Yeah, there's a U-turn. That makes sense. Tangrowth comes in, but at this point, they can't win the game. I go Swampert here. Ice Punch does kill this, and it kills Torn. Ooh, it didn't. Oh, that's interesting. They still can't win. It's over. Ice Punch will put this Tangrowth in range of Kingdra every time. Yep, that is easily Draco Meteor range. I just need to hit, and this game is over. Specs Draco does do 43, as we are able to go ahead and land. Yeah, I really questioned their Kingdra maneuvers that game. I was able to probably win with my Rain matchup in a rematch that Rain should have never won this game right here, so I'll take it, and I'll be right back. Alright, I got the next game right here. I gotta make the correct calls with my Mega Swampert this game, because between Iron Barbs, getting chipped down by Celesteela, and Mega Lopunny's Fake Out, my Mega Swampert is going to be limited in how many times it can attack, so I really need... Even Roughskin, too, is going to wear that down, so I gotta figure out a game plan right here, obviously. I gotta be careful about the Azu, obviously, with the Z Belly Drum. I like the idea of leading off right with my... Garchomp is a very likely lead on their end. I don't think you lead Coco because it kind of invites in Swampert right away. So anticipating Garchomp, I'm going to go ahead and lead off here with my... Nothing really gives me a good spot. Like, I want Mimikyu's Disguise to stay intact. That's the issue here. Okay, let's lead Pelipper, as they do lead Ferrothorn right here, which is interesting. Don't really know what I want to do against this, because they have good Kartana pivots on their team, which makes this a little bit tricky for me. I like the idea of, like, I could just call them not having Power Up and go Swampert, and that could probably work out for me, but I'm not going to do that. Let's go Cart here, as Hazard should be their play. I'm going to knock off despite the fact that they may have Protect the Scout for it, because even a knockoff on Ferrothorn is amazing, and I feel also now that they've seen knockoff, they may be tempted to stay in on it for who knows what reason. If there's Z Coco, they should go out into that here. That should definitely be their option, but yeah, I gotta play offensively for this one. I gotta wear down. They actually give me damage on Garchomp. I'll take that. That's Z, right? No, it's Helmet. Okay, so it was Fizz Def. I knew it did less than usual, so it was either Z or it was Fizz Def right there. Well, the Rocks would go up here. I can go Pelipper to Defog, not really in my best interest. I'll just trade hazards with them here. Get this in, and... You see, this is the tough thing, because if I get up my Rocks and take this hit, I'm going to be literally worn down. What would be my endgame at that point? It would have to be probably Kingdra. Alright, let's get up Rocks here and just eat the hit as much as... They actually Dragon Tail. I definitely think you should just Earthquake my Swampert, man. But here I can just go right for an Ice Punch and knock it out. Like, sure, that miss sucked, but I don't understand why you wouldn't get the damage on the biggest threat to your team, and rather just do that. I actually do feel as though it's worth staying in to take this hit, because... Like, sure, they're going to Fake Out and wear me down, but... I'm not in a good spot anyway. I'm going to anticipate Ferrothorn to come out, I think. I'm really surprised Celesteela Pivot is your play right there, because you put yourself in a bad spot against Kartana, but... I guess they had to pivot into something, and keeping Ferrothorn is smart for Kingdra, so... I don't completely blame them on that maneuver. Let's go Pelipper here and get the Rain back up, as they just go right for that. I don't really see the need for Magearna's health, and... Yeah, they're going to go for Fake Out, which actually allows me to throw off an attack with this. That attack will be Focus Blast, as my opponent cannot get any luck. They missed the Dragon Tail, they missed the high jump kick. Now, I would have lived that high jump kick and knocked them out anyway, but now my Magearna is still alive right here, and thing's actually a problem for them to deal with. I definitely got a little more lucky than I should have gotten this game. Let's see, though. Maybe they can... If they dodge, they still are in a good spot. That's the problem. They just go ahead and get out of the game. I mean, like, the Mega Lopunny you missed sucked, but you were also sacking it off right there. Even if I had Flare Cannon, that would have also just knocked you out. And then at that point, the game is over to the combination of Mimikyu, considering your Ghost Resist is gone. I don't know. I'll be right back with another one. Okay, my next opponent here is actually very weak to Mega Swampert. If I can use Kingdra to pressure the combination of Ferrothorn and Tapu Fini, Mega Swampert's Earthquake and Waterfall can just have a ton of fun right here. Once again, Kartana can do work, but I do have to predict. Smart Strike is probably my most spammable attack right here, the one resist being Ferrothorn. I don't think you would risk Ferrothorn considering it's your response to these two, so Smart Strike should be a very good breaker potential right here. Let's lead off here with Pelipper on a Tapu Lele, so I obviously cannot stay in. I do value my Disguise right here, given that it could be useful against Lando, against, like, setting up on Pharaoh and then Zing that. I will just use Magearna as my pivot, even though it is my best flying resist for Torn. They just go for Psychic. That is choice specs. I would never leave in Pelipper right there. As I will go for Ice Beam here in case Lando is the pivot, but... Ooh, actually, this is... I cannot stop lucking, but this is also an interesting switch-in considering it's the water resist. So let's start spamming Focus Blast and see if we can hit. I'm able to hit into Ferrothorn, so they were going to give me damage on it anyway. I don't know. I'm definitely getting very fortunate right now, but I'll Focus Blast again. I do miss there, but that's obviously a very less important hit. They're likely going for Nature's Madness here. I could definitely see that being their play, but I do value Volt Switch just to get damage on the other water resist here. Allows me to get in Kartana, and this is where that freeze really sucks, because they kind of just are forced to sack it off here. I'll go for Smart Strike as they go hard Torn, for whatever reason, instead of the Ferrothorn. That is clearly a Z Torn right there, because it wasn't Helmet, and it took a little too much. I think Helmet Torn takes about 70. From Smart Strike? Could be wrong, let's see. Hurricane does come out. They don't unfortunately confuse me. I have no reason not to Ice Beam. Never let Lando come in. Watch them go Lando instead of sacking off the Frozen Mon. That would be a mistake, but honestly they might try. They just go Ferrothorn, okay. And at this point, I just Focus Blast and try to Smart Strike through them. I do miss and they thaw, so they do get a little bit of justice right there. I definitely agree with the fact that they should have thawed. The freeze was really lame. Let's Focus Blast again, as I'm able to thankfully hit that one and knock them out. Okay, so one water resist is gone and the other one is weakened. This is amazing. Now here's the problematic Pokemon that's on the field right now. Let's just sack this off and Iron Head. They do have Psyshock. Okay, that's good to know. Let's get in Mimikyu here because I can actually Shadow Sneak Torn. I just get to SD up here. They do go hard Landorus T. This is probably Scarf, but I'll try to Z it. I'm pretty sure if it's not Scarf, Z should be able to just knock it out. It is Scarf, okay, so that's good to know. I'm curious what they're going to sack off here, though. They give me feet. Why? You're just going to lose to water types now. I don't understand that one, but yeah, the game's already over. They can't win from this position. Unless they get crits with this thing, which you never know. I guess maybe if they start to SD up, that could be a little bit scary. So in order to prevent that from just sweeping me, I'll go Cart here. Just a player off, yeah, because I can just Smart Strike them now and prevent this SD. Cart would live a +2 Sucker Punch, I believe, so that's why I made this maneuver. Let's Smart Strike up here and then try to win with our water types in the end. Yeah, I would have taken the +2. So now I Smart Strike that down. I just Smart Strike again every time. They'd, for whatever reason, decide to not Sucker Punch. I would never go Pelipper. But yeah, this is just another instance of them playing their water resists really badly. It's been like kind of the theme of today. People are not preserving the water resists against rain. Actually, I can just sack off Pelipper at this point. They don't knock me out, but I'm in range of rocks, so... Like, unless they have a weather setting move on something like Lele. Does Lele get like Sunny Day? I don't know. But let's go out into Kingdra here. I guess, yeah, I just Surf because, like, even if I don't knock out Lele, Swampert will be able to outpace it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this OHKOs, and if it doesn't, I do knock it out with Swampert, and Swampert just cleans up, I believe. Yeah, just Waterfall here. And then, like, there's no way Scarf Lando knocks out Swampert anyway. I guess, like, neither of them are going to kill. Wow, that actually kills at -1. Very surprised. But we're able to go ahead and win another game right there. Really confused about that game too, but I'll be right back. Alright, I got the next game right here. I don't know how I didn't notice this, but I'm currently Lucas from DPP instead of Silver right now. I started using the Silver avatar, I think, about a few weeks ago. I mean, I don't mind it. I like both of them. DPP Lucas is my favorite protagonist. I mean, DPP Lucas. Lucas is only in DPP. And then Silver is my favorite rival. So let's go ahead and lead off here with I guess Swampert could be cool, just to get up rocks right away. But I like Pelipper lead right here against Victini. No reason to stay in case they final Gambit. I mean, if you only count the games, then Silver is my favorite rival. But if you count the anime, it would have to be Paul. Let's go ahead and lead off here with... Sorry, let's go Swampert on a banded U-turn. Okay, then. Let's see. Maybe this is probably a bad play. Swampert's really good this game, but I feel as though, like, Kingdra can do something too. If they go Chansey, I'm assuming rocks would go up, but am I really going to let this get toxic? I don't think so. Yeah, I can't let this get toxic. That's not an option. Hard Swampert turn 1 was probably a bad option. I should have just... Like, if U-turn is also a bad option because they could obviously Bolt Strike or Thunderbolt me, but... Let's see right here. I would think either Scissor or... Finny come out here. Nothing else really makes a ton of sense. Unless, I guess Scarf Grand could outspeed me and go for Grass Knot. Chansey comes in. Am I just going to exchange rocks and deal with Mega Swampert being toxic? Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, this is okay. Because now I get in cart and I get to start clicking stuff. Or even, they might double toxic, so I'll go cart first. They actually go Landers, okay. I'll Leaf Blade you. Oh yeah, this is Scarf, that was banned, okay. Yeah, Scissor's gonna come in here. I got a crit, kind of forcing it in a position to Roost, which could actually be kind of big. The specs being gone for me might actually be good. I do get in on Chansey, which is big. Allows me to SD up here on the Toxic. I will just SD up again on the rocks. And now I can just start clicking Play Rough and start basically just killing Mons until I die is the idea right here. I'm just going to kill, like, I don't know how many things, but a lot's going to die right here. Lando dies. Scissor has to bullet punch me. Yep, that dies too. I get an attack on Greninja. I'll just Shadow Sneak you for a bit. They do unfortunately get the 3-hit, but I guess it is 3 hits. You can't really expect that not to happen. I need to get in my Swampert to Earthquake soon. Alright, I'll get in Magearna here, given that it can take anything. Just Volt Switch out, and I think my endgame is just with Kartana here. We know this is banded, so I literally just bring in Cart and click Knock Off. This is banded, yeah, that'll die. I don't think my opponent can win from this position. Greninja has to come back out and go for Shuriken again. I'll sack off Pelipper here. Yeah. Just U-turn. I always go Magearna. I always click Volt Switch. There's no reason to do anything else. Chansey comes in. I think that Kartana's Leaf Blade can do enough to the point where they can't stall me out with this. Yeah, that does way too much. So I Leaf Blade that, and then Greninja obviously comes back in. I'd let them knock me out. I go Magearna here. I hit him with the Volt Switch. Knock that out. Bring in Swampert. And I think the combination of Pokemon I have left can pressure Vini enough to the point where I win. Yep, that happens. I go into this. HB Grass should be able to put it in range of anything Magearna would click. I don't lose to Surf. I just Volt Switch here, and they go ahead and forfeit. So I guess, had they been Max Speed Fini, I kind of choked. I should have kept my Kartana, right? Yeah, if they had sped my Kingdra right there, I actually lost. So that was interesting. I'm going to go ahead and change my Sprite to Silver right now and get another game. Alright, I got the next game right here. I was able to go ahead and beat this guy a couple games ago. He actually went from a pretty Rain good team, like a team that does good against Rain, against a team that is pretty weak to Rain right here. Let's lead off here with Pelipper and use, I guess I can use this, like I can just U-turn out here. I'm going to take a Scald just fine, yeah. And now I get in Cart and, like, I can Leaf Blade, but they have a Magnezone, so I feel as though I'll just Leaf Blade here, it's fine. I don't think you go hard Magnezone. I crit through defensive Lando, which is absolutely terrible for them. I'm losing my Kartana now, but they don't get their rocks up, so there's that. I mean, I'm just going to attack it, I have to. Yep, there's the kill. I get to bring in... Yeah, they can't win anymore. I go Swampert here, click Earthquake. This dies, they're going to stay in. The one way they can win is with, like, late game. Never mind, they're not even trying to win with late game Kartana. Because if I Earthquake this twice right here, they can't burn me due to their own terrain. I just win with Kingdra at this point. Yeah, the game's already over. They can't beat Kingdra. Kartana will not be able to help them out here. I go Actually, I was kind of questioning this play because it's my Greninja answer. Okay, let's Volt out here, though. Do I even need to? Let's Ice Beam. Ice Beam's fine. They cannot beat my rain Pokemon at this point in the game, which is why I'm being a little bit reckless right here. I just want to make sure that I don't play too safe to the point where... Oh, well, man, that's different. No, actually that helps me because now what I do is I just sack off Mimikyu. Yeah. I Shadow Sneak here. They've already shown to be not Timid Cart. So now I get in Kingdra, I just start clicking Surf. Give me that. They're going to get in Lopunny, I guess. Lopunny will not be able to take a Surf. Yeah, I already see the endgame. They can't win. Yeah, this dies. They go Greninja. That won't help them either. Actually, wait a minute. No, they can't win. I already see what I gotta do. I guess if they're Quick Attack Lopunny, they can win, but here I just go Swampert on the Fake Out. Click Waterfall. And yeah. I already see what I gotta do. Go Pelipper here. I did actually end up giving them an opening endgame for who knows what reason, but... Yep, sack this off. Bring this in instead. Go for Waterfall. Yeah, Waterfall does kill this. Even switching out will not help them out. They sack it off, and yeah, that's the game. I actually did end up nearly choking, however, yeah, I see that the water types were going to pressure them enough. There was no way they could put themselves in a good position. The Lando crit was something that definitely set them back a lot. However, I think giving me damage on Lando gave me the opening with Cart plus Mimikyu anyway. So I'll take that, and I'll be right back. Alright, so the game I just played was 15 minutes of me trying to predict around a Gastrodon. It was a very bad quality battle. It was just me trying to click HP Grass on the correct turn. I eventually got it right, and then I ended up losing the game anyway. I figured I would just go ahead and scrap that. I ended up losing a game with this team, unfortunately. But it was just not worth a 15-minute end to this recording right here. This will be the last game instead, and let's see what we can go ahead and make happen. I'll lead off here with Pelipper against probably a Banded Hoopa. Let's go Migurna right here. Normally I wouldn't cut out my losses because, I like to show the mistakes I make as well, but that battle was just something else. Let's Volt out here. They actually go Landorus. I should have Ice Beamed. Alright, well, this is fine. I would imagine Rocks would go up first. And even if they don't go for Rocks, then I still get in my Water type, which they don't switch into. Heatran comes in. I'll Volt out here and get in my Swampert. Throw up my Rocks here too. Worst case is I take a Will-O-Wisp, but I'm trying to go for an endgame with Kingdra clicking Surf. I need to figure out what that Hoopa is all about, though. That's interesting. I think Feeny comes out here. Are you toxic? You are toxic, okay. Well, it's Waterfall here. They don't have switch-ins to that. If they give me Landorus, that's going to open up the door for... Scissor won't take two. Ever. Especially not now, but that does appear to have been a 2-hit KO anyway. Let's Waterfall again as they Bullet Punch for a bit of chip. I'm just trying to, like I said, open up the door for my... I'm actually surprised Feeny came out. Because this is the Pokemon I need to weaken for Kingdra. Okay, what do I do here? Their Leaf Blade switch-in is Heatran. I will just Leaf Blade. And then go Pelipper. It's kind of free. There's literally no reason to predict. In fact, I think, unless there's Scarf Coco, which I feel like Migurna can take on. Oh, Migurna's a weekend, actually. That's tough. Yeah, they're going to be able to 2-hit KO me here. But at this point in the game, I go Kingdra. I just click Surf. Kill something. They say give me the Heatran. Feeny comes in. Feeny will not be able to stop my thing from happening. I go out into this here, click the Never-Ending Nightmare into Landorus T. I think my play is actually to just stay in. Yeah, I think the combination of the Pokemon I have left should be able to win. Yeah, this forces this thing to die on entry. Do you have a way to kill me here? I'll go cart in case they have a way to kill Pelipper. Alright, yeah, this game's gonna come down to me hitting Hydro Pump. I already see that. I have Feeny in range of Hydro Pump. They're gonna go ahead and disconnect. Why are you disconnecting, man? I want to see if I connect Hydro Pump against Feeny. That does kill Feeny, right? I guess we'll go ahead and wait it out, considering... No, they reconnect. Okay, good. That would have been disappointing. What just happened? I went Kartana in case. This is actually bad. Well, I still win, assuming I hit the Hydro Pumps, so... Yeah, let's find out. You wanna hit Kingdra? The sec off Lando. Hoopa dies. Feeny dies. Well, that didn't hit. That killed, right? Kingdra. OU Choice Specs against Feeny. Yeah, that always kills. So, I mean, assuming I hit the attack, I was able to go ahead and win. But unfortunately, that's just going to go ahead and end things off. So I guess I'll go ahead and throw this in. I did cut out an L. I might as well include another L. And that is going to be that right there. So that game came down to me hitting Hydro Pump right there. Let me just double check. Could I have switched out and then surfed the other two Pokemon? Because Hoopa would... If Hoopa dies to surf, I could have done that. Kingdra, Choice Spec, Surf, Rain... No, it looks like I would have had to hit a Hydro Pump against Hoopa too. So the odds weren't technically in my favor, but it is what it is right there. I did hope you all enjoyed. I believe that was 6-1, 7-1, something like that. The team can be found down below in the description. I really enjoyed this one, actually. And I'll see you next time. Later.